Welcome to our series on skills first and skills-based approaches to how-to. Today we're going to talk about something really important, which is language. You need to get clear from the outset. The most common question I get asked is, what is the difference between competencies and skills? Is this a question that you struggle with? But good luck with it, because if you type decision making into ChatGPT, it will tell you it's a skill, and if you type it into Gemini, it will tell you it's a competency. So please don't think there's a silver bullet here and I actually have the perfect answer. But despite working with a number of organizations on their skills agenda and giving different answers for different things, there are a number of principles that you should consider to get consistency and to get the right language for your organization. So firstly, you will only have to consider the difference between a competency and a skill and the definition if you're using both a competency framework and a skills taxonomy. So the question is, do you have competencies or a competency framework in place? Now is the time to consider the continuation of it or the replacement of it with a skills framework. If you want to keep your competency framework, and lots of organizations do, by the way, you need to then get clear on the difference between a competency and a skill, but in the context of your organization. My big recommendation to you is agree the language internally and the definition, and then with conviction, use it as intended and don't let other definitions creep in or interject. So for example, how you could define a competency is what you need to demonstrate in order to be successful in your role. Competencies tend to be more behavioral focused and more broad. They also tend to move with the individual as the person moves through their career. Whereas a skill is more a focus on how you do things. It's more targeted as a specialist task, tactical knowledge or expertise that's needed to achieve a work outcome with a specific content. In addition, when you're looking at skills though, I'd recommend that you think about what we call range skills. So range skills tend to be broad, generalist focused, and an organization tends to pick maybe 4 to 6 of those. And more I'm seeing organizations just looking at 4 or even 6 or 8 range skills that they intend to get everybody upskilled on within the organization. Bear in mind though, those range skills will only deliver a certain amount of your strategic intent. They will definitely give you skills required for the future and upskill everyone in the right direction, but they won't give you the granular detail that you need for things like career pathways or personalized learning curriculum. So that leads you then to think about depth skills, which are more specialized, more specific and more granular. And they tend to be listed as a longer skills directory or a detailed skills taxonomy. However, my key recommendation to you now is to agree the language internally and then with conviction, use it as intended and don't let other definitions interject.